Good day, students. We are now in our Practical Research 1, Quarter 3, Module 10. This is about justification for conducting research. So our learning competency in this module, the learner describes the justification or the reasons for conducting research. So at the end of this module, you are expected to justify whether some events are researchable or not. Number 2, cite reasons for conducting the chosen research. Okay, let's have this introduction. So you must be familiar with the saying, necessity is the mother of all inventions. Everything that we enjoy today, the fast technology, the amusing gadget, is born out of concrete need. To illustrate, when smartphones do more than just call and text, its entertainment features are a response to the needs of our modern world. We need to be digitally connected, so phones must have social media apps, even games, entertainment, etc. Same principle, when you thought about your research topic, you must have in mind addressing a particular need. Perhaps you wanted to understand how important self-confidence is among students. How does it determine their academic success? Having this in mind, you choose your research topic. Assume that your choice comes from an urge to make someone's life better by describing what they have been going through. Okay, let's have this activity. Let's try this. So in the news, here are some news headlines gathered from local and national papers. In your level as a student, researcher, do you find the following topics researchable? So you may just write yes or no. Example, news headline, so SEC raises warning versus cryptocurrency entity. So the answer there is, so it is researchable on your part as a student. So the answer is no, because Bitcoin is far off from the reality of public school students. Okay, so make sure when choose a topic, so bear in mind that it should be researchable on your level as a student. Okay. Okay, let's have this. Number 1, UNICEF supports protection of children during enhanced community quarantine. So this is from Manila, Sunstar. Okay, is this researchable or not? Okay, it is. Okay, yes, it is researchable. Okay. So this topic, sources of this can be found in the internet. Okay, so you can search some articles online. Like this one, it is a newspaper publication. So you can have your literatures for this topic. Okay, if this is going to be your research paper. Okay, number 2, Davao Coastal Road section to open late August 20. Is this researchable or not? Based on your level as a student. Okay, it is still researchable. Okay. Okay, we'll proceed to analysis. So, guide questions. What significant human experiences of senior high school students do the news headlines na previous activity capture? So, of course, in the number 1, so your experience about child protection, so in your part as a student, it's very important because so we need to protect our human rights. Okay, so from the abuse of other people. Okay, then in terms of the coastal road project, so I think all of us experience heavy traffic, especially in going to Matina area. So by having this coastal road open soon, so it will ease our burden in traveling. Okay. Okay, let's have now this topic. So justification for conducting research. Merriam Dictionary defines the word justification as a good reason for something that exists or has been done. For example, we may say that there is no strong justification for schools to increase their fees at a time when they are holding their classes online. In essence, justification is the reason for being. Without it, it is not sensible for something to exist. So when you choose your research topic, certainly you will be greeted with the word why, seemingly with written all over your teacher's face. So why this research? Why not this instead? So sometimes when you are not so sure about your choice, words just seem to escape your thoughts. So don't worry, this is what this lesson is for. So convincing your intended audience for reason for conducting your research. Okay, so in this part of your research, so this is what we call the urgency of your study. So why do you need to conduct your study? What is its relevance in yourself or in your society? What can it contribute? What knowledge can it can give to us? Okay. So we have here Creswell 2016 enumerates some reasons for conducting research. So I'll just pick out some that apply to you. Okay, number one, research gives us an idea how people around us view the world. Okay, so it is a safe place to live in. It is fair. Are there equal opportunities for all people in this world? Okay, so by this research, that will give you an idea, or especially your readers, how your participants in your study view the certain scenario or circumstances. Next, it helps us find solutions to problems and clarify issues that confuse us. So why don't students simply follow school policies? What's in them? Or why do they break rules? Okay, so that is our objective in our research. We need to clarify issues, especially now. Why do students openly late submit their answer sheets? Okay, so those are some of the issues, especially in this online and modular learning modalities. So it gives voice to a small number of people who are invincible to many of us. So there are what we call marginalized people. So in a large class size, for instance, there will be always a few who have different ways of learning. However, we don't exert efforts to know them better because they are not part of the so-called majority. Moreover, it is worth noting, however, Creswell details some of the features of suitable research problem. So I have made a mnemonic for you, so it's here to you memorize. So this is the PISDAC. So just remember the following keywords: problem, interest, significance, delineation, information accessibility, and conclusion. Okay? So you should be able to explain the problem in such a way that everybody truly understands what it is. Okay? So for you to have a solid knowledge about the problem you have going to research, so it is wise to read a lot of articles online. Okay? So that you can better explain every angle of your research. Okay? So of course, it must be interesting enough for you so you don't get bored. So going through and many times over. Okay, so make sure your research is interesting, especially for you. Because if it is not interesting, so might be you will not able to complete your research output because you didn't find it interesting, especially for yourself. Okay. Next, it must be significant as opposed to being trivial or shallow. And there must be something new to explore and discover. Okay, that is what I emphasize to my students, especially in doing research. So make sure your research is something new. Okay, so hindi na yung gas-gas, ulit-ulit na lang na title. So what you just read in the internet and you just copy it. Okay, so make something new so that you can contribute to the society and especially to the new body of knowledge. Okay, then the problem must be delineated, which means you have to ask yourself how much of problem should be covered. Okay, so make sure you delineate the problem because if you fail to do so, you will have a hard time of covering all the aspects of your research questions or your problem at hand. Okay, so that's why you need to read a lot of articles before deciding for your research topic. Okay, and practically you cannot conduct your research if you do not have accessible information. That's why we have those activity earlier. So if it is feasible or not to have this topic, okay, especially those Bitcoin, okay. So we all know that you don't have solid knowledge about it, so it is not feasible for you to have the research, okay. So lastly, you must be able to draw conclusions as regards to the problem. Here we are talking about giving an answer to a question and offering solution to a problem, okay. So take note of the mnemonic PISDAC, okay. Okay, using the criteria, we'll try justifying the research topic. So women representation, so we'll have it in table form, so it's easy for you to follow, okay. So we have here our research topic. So women representation on campus, so this is the criteria. So problem, so this is a justification. So gender issues are becoming popular, so it's easy to define the problem and for my audience to relate to. Interest, this is an exciting topic to study. And the significance, as we know, more women leaders now, producing them should start in school, okay. Then delineation, so I will focus only on female students, okay. So you can see how we delineate the problem, okay. So focus only on the female students, okay. The males are excluded, okay. Then accessible information, so I have access to female student leaders, okay. So make sure you have this always, so you can finish your research. Then conclusion, perhaps I can make a conclusion whether our society is truly patriarchal or matriarchal, okay. So based on your readings, okay. So this is the way how we have our justification for our research, okay. Remember these criteria: problem, interest, significance, delineation, accessible information, and conclusion. So going over all those reasons and justification for conducting research, can say that response to need in a primary is a primary consideration. So really it all boils down to benefits that your research can bring. Also, on your end as a researcher, so consider whether you have the resources to work on your research, okay. So take note of that. Okay, let's have now this activity. Let's do this. So justify each topic provided whether or not it is researchable based on the criteria we have just discussed, okay. So our research topic is low self-confidence among indigenous students. So criteria, the problem, so I find problem, this problem, okay. So kayo na mag-continue nito. The interest, this topic interest or does not interest me because, okay, you put your justification, then significance. This is a significant topic since, okay, you continue that. Then delineation, I will focus on, okay, what who are your participants or the tribe, okay. So that is example of delineation. And information accessibility, if you can have access of the information, there you will go to the site of the tribe. Then conclusion, so with this topic I can potentially conclude that, okay, so you follow the example we have discussed earlier. So submit this to my DepEd Gmail account, okay. Okay, let's remember this. So as we are about to end our discussion, let us choose 3 of the most important lessons we have learned so far. So number 1, so a certain topic can be considered searchable based on the following. So criteria, first is problem, interest, significance, delineation, accessibility, and conclusion. And number 2, of all justification, the need for research is the most important consideration. A meaningful research seeks to make a certain condition on someone's life better. Then, okay, let's test ourselves. So, brevity is the soul of wit. Provide a one-sentence justification for your research. Use the matrix below so as your guide. So, this is the scoring rubric. So, you follow the same criteria as we have earlier. So, but now this is about your research project. Okay? So, you have 3 points. So, there's a strong justification based on urgent need. So, justification is within the realm of students' experience. So, brief and artistic choice of words allows for clarity of expression and message. Okay? So, the same criteria. Then, provide the justification. Why do you choose the topic? Okay, what is your interest in that? Delineation, the information that you can access, and your conclusion. Okay? Okay, that's it for our discussion in this module. So, see you in our next discussion.